take Bruno Brazil, bro. Gabriel Fernandez to win the tiebreaker to win this one. Dude, Chase Hooper's winning. Straight up. Ignacio Bahamondes, dude. With Mansour Abdul Malik to win this, dude. If we're being realistic, man, I think I'm going to go with Macy Barber to win this fight. Bro, what am I genuinely doing, bro? So, those picks were pretty bad. To be honest, we did pretty bad on the prelims prediction-wise. But on the main card, we got 2 wrong on the main card. We'll get into them. So the picks weren't great. We did go negative overall. But I did go to Seattle, obviously. These are the shirts I got. UFC Seattle with the new poster. The Adesanya Piper poster. And then I also got this Seattle one. It's a nice green one. It says UFC Seattle on the corner. Nice little thing on the back. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So, got 2 shirts down there. And, yeah, bro, let's get into the first fight, dude. I don't even want to get into the first fight, man. Alexia Tainara versus Bruno Brazil. Now, dude, listen. I picked Bruno Brazil because I'm mentally challenged. What the piss was I thinking? I genuinely thought she was going to actually do something, because she has in the past. In her last fight, she did nothing. And then she just decided to do nothing in this fight. Alexia Tainara wins. This was probably the most boring fight on the card when I was there. Yeah, so nothing really to say on this one, to be honest. It was just kind of dead. Yeah, went all 3 rounds. Dominant decision for Alexia Tainara, but I don't know. I could see I could see some people beating her at strawweight, so nothing crazy from this fight. A little boring, but yeah, on to the next one, man. Ricky Simón versus Adrian Yanez. This fight was pretty good. It was a really good scrap. The scorecard said 1 round and 2 went to Ricky Simón on all the scorecards. And then round 3 went to Adrian Yanez, where 2 of them gave it a 10-8 because he dropped Ricky in the last 10 seconds. That's how it went to a draw. I genuinely thought Adrian Yanez won the fight, dude. So the fact if he didn't get 10-8, if he didn't get a 10-8 round at the end, Ricky would have won 29-28. I don't think that was right. I think Adrian Yanez should have won overall. But yeah, man. It was a good scrap overall, though. Like, Ricky didn't look horrible. He didn't get the takedowns. I think he got 1 or something, but it literally says right here, does it not? Takedowns. He got 2, okay. Yeah, it was a good scrap. Ricky didn't look horrible. He just didn't. Adrian Yanez was way faster. He was throwing fast, from what I saw. And also, this is my experience from the crowd, okay? So I didn't see everything up close on TV. So if I'm saying some things that don't sound right, that was just my point of view from the stands, from the nosebleeds, okay? I was up high in the nosebleeds. I'm probably going to enter some clips of certain things that I took videos of then, so you'll see where I was sitting. But from what I saw, looked like Adrian Yanez was really fast. Way faster than Ricky Simón. I thought he won round 1 and 3. I thought Ricky won round 2. I think it was round 2. But regardless, I thought Adrian Yanez won. Weird it's a draw. Yeah, I thought Adrian Yanez won it. Weird it's a draw. But it was a good scrap overall. Good scrap. Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Navajo got his first finish in the UFC. Went really long. I'm a bit surprised how long the ref let it go. But I'm also surprised how... Not surprised, but it just took a while for Navajo to get that finished. I think he was pretty tired at that point. But, yeah, man, he was just pouring it on. Maybe not super hard strikes, but he was just like... He wasn't stopping throwing. Good win for Navajo. I picked Navajo. This is the only fight I got right on the prelims, dude. Navajo Sterling is the only guy I got right on the prelims, and he was probably like the biggest favorite on the prelims, so kind of crazy, eh? But yeah, dude, Navajo Sterling, good win, man. He called out Ian Cutelaba. I don't hate that fight. Cutelaba lost to Modestas Bukowskis, but otherwise he beat Ibo Aslan by submission, beat Umar Sy by submission. I don't know. I'm down for that fight. I'm down for it. So, but yeah, Navajo finally got his first finish. He is very, very good. I think he's very good. I think he's gonna be definitely a ranked guy at light heavyweight. Does he become champion? Depends what the division looks like at the time when he gets up there, but I think he definitely is gonna get that rank, get a ranking next to his name, probably inside the like top 7 or something like that. But good finish by Navajo. We love to see the finishes on the card. Speaking of finishes on the card, Casey O'Neill versus Gabriela Fernandez. Now, I picked Gabriela Fernandez just from what I knew from her record, who she beat, and from seeing some of her fights. I haven't watched a Casey O'Neill fight ever, and watching that in the stadium, what the piss. Casey O'Neill is an animal, dude. Literally chins her out cold, like not TKO, out cold, KO. Eyes rolled back to the back of the head, fell down to the ground. Casey O'Neill finished her stiff. Casey O'Neill's insane, dog. Now, I haven't watched any of her other fights, as I said, so maybe she's not. But from what I saw yesterday night, from Saturday night, she's a killer, dude. She's a killer. And so, Casey O'Neill fan now. And, yeah, she's ranked number 12, I think, so she'll obviously get a jump up in the rankings next, probably. And yeah, dude, I'm here for it, dude. I'm here. So we got this one wrong, obviously, as I said, but yeah, good for Casey O'Neill, man. It was a good finish. You know, when I want to go to a card, I want to see finishes. I don't want to go to that. There was that one card where it was like all decision. Well, there's a lot of cards, but there's one where it's like basically all decisions, and if I went to that in person, I'd cry. But first round 2. Bro, okay. Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. Fortune, I don't know what they call them, but Tybura wins by Tyrell wins by fluke decision, basically, because yeah, dude, that was crazy. That was genuinely insane. They called Tybura as the winner. Tyrell left the cage. Tybura's just standing in the cage, waiting around, ready for his octagon interview. And then they're like, Tyrell's back in the cage. And then they're like, reading out the scorecards again. And they read the right scorecards, they just read the wrong name. So Tyrell won, Marcin didn't. Tyrell's now going to be ranked in the top 10 after this win. But it was short notice for Tyrell, so I'll give him that. But I didn't see anything crazy that I'm like super excited for, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does in his next one, but I didn't see anything crazy from him on his short notice fight. And Tybura is not an easy fight to get. Like, Tybura was doing decent out there. Yeah. Not a horrible fight. There was some moments in that first round when he took Tybura down, had him in a bad position, and was beating up on him. So, yeah, not a horrible fight. It was a good one. Cool to see Marcin Tybura live. Tyrell Fortune. Hopefully there's something big in your next fight, man. Yeah, not a horrible fight, but yeah, cool. Alright, let's talk about Chase Hooper, man. Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr., dude. This one sucked. No, sorry. Good fight, man. Chase Hooper from Washington. Everyone was cheering for him. I'm obviously Canadian, and so Lance Gibson's Canadian, so I was rooting against the Canadian. But, dude, Chase Hooper, man, I want him to win so bad. And not much really went good for him in this fight. You know, they're striking for a little bit, but Gibson got the better shots in. Chase shot in on him. Gibson landed some fists, some hammer fists, to Chase Hooper as he was trying to get the takedown and he just couldn't get it. Lance frames, they break and Lance hits him with a nice elbow. Chase stumbles back. Nice kick to the chest, then a head kick from Lance. Chase Hooper obviously clinches and Gibson hits him with a nice knee and then a second knee that pushes him to his back, and the ref stepped in and stopped it. Chase on his back, and Chase was kicking up, and the ref stopped it as Gibson went in to guard. And so it wasn't bad stoppage. Chase wasn't fully out, like he was still fighting on the ground, but I think it was gonna literally, who knows, maybe 20 seconds later, Gibson was gonna end it. I don't know. Hooper may have been able to like get full guard and just like kind of hold him there for the thing, but if it was going to end in that round, dude, it would have been worse for Chase. So I don't think it was a bad stoppage. I know a lot of people wanted Chase in the crowd to win, so they're a bit upset about it, but it is what it is, man. Chase on a 2-fight losing KO streak now. I don't know, man. He's only recently beat Clay Guida and Jim Miller, 2 old guys. So it's like, how is he going to compete with these younger guys when he has the last 2 times? So I don't know what's next for Chase yet, man, but good win for Lance Gibson, coming off of the loss to Bobby Green, where he did take it on 3 days' notice. I did mention he took on 3 days' notice, so we don't really know how good he really is. And with a full training camp, man, he is pretty decent. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Lance Gibson's next fight. I'll probably be rooting for him next time. It's just the fact he went up against Chase Hooper. It's like, how am I supposed to pick against Chase Hooper? But, yeah, man, it is what it is. Good win for Lance Gibson Jr., though. Fight of the night. This got fight of the night. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tufik Musayev. Hey, Tufik, I know you're from Rising, buddy. Hope they're going to welcome you back with open arms. Because what the piss was that? Just straight up cheating. Like, one cheat is something, dude. We're going to do two cup kicks to Lerone Murphy, and Mobstar's getting a point taken away. Tufik can grab the cage twice, headbutt Ignacio, and I think he was like biting his arm at one point when he was trying to get a thing. He like opened his mouth. I don't know if he bit him or not, but dude, this guy's a cheat. He cheated, I'm pretty sure, in his last fight against Oralby. I picked Ignacio, obviously, and I got it wrong. And Ignacio like was literally finishing him, got to his feet, grabbed him to pick him up and slam him to the ground, and Tufik grabbed the cage and stopped that. So that definitely varies the way the fight went, dude. I'm gonna say that. Ignacio's an absolute warrior. Sorry, they both kind of are. Tufik's a warrior. He was hurt, dude, and he came back into it. He did cheat, though. And Ignacio, dude, was bleeding like a river, dude, and he stuck in there for the whole fight. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It should be like a no contest with the amount of cheating there was. Ignacio lost the fight regardless with the way it went, obviously, but he cheated to stop things from happening in favor of Ignacio, so Tufik, man, you're done, dude. I don't want to see this guy fight in the UFC again, and if he does, please don't give him a layup, because as most people do, I want to see a good hate watch, you know what I'm saying? So that's that, dude. Ignacio lost. Banger fight, though. It was a very good war, minus the cheating. Very good war, very bloody. The octagon was very, very bloody after that. So in total on the prelims, dude, we got this one wrong. This one was a draw, so it's like voided, but I also think Adrian Yanez would have won if it didn't go to a draw, so I'll say this one's wrong because I picked Ricky. So that's 0-2. Navajo, right? So 1-2. I picked Fernandez, 1-3. I picked Tybura, 1-4. I picked Hooper, 1-5. And I picked Bahamondes, 1-6. What the piss? Isn't that pretty bad, dude? That's crazy. Then we move to the main card, dude. Terrence McKinney. I picked Terrence McKinney to win. Gets it done in 24 seconds. I saw Kyle Nelson say something online like, took no damage, but... And it's true. Terrence head kicked him, and it hit his guard. It hit Kyle Nelson's guard. And on the ground, all the hammer fists were on the guard, alright? I just realized my mic is not near my face. I'm actually dumb. Hopefully the audio is good. We're going to check on that. Yeah, all of them were on the guard. He did technically take not a lot of damage, all right? But when you're sitting on the ground like this, what do you want the ref to do? Just sit like this for another 4 minutes and do math, buddy. 36 seconds? Do you want him, Kyle Nelson, just sit like this and just take hammer fists on the guard for the next 4 minutes and 36 seconds? I can't do math. So, I think it was a good stoppage. He wasn't defending himself. yeah, he wasn't hurt, but he wasn't like this and like he wasn't like this trying to like grab his arms from punching him, or he wasn't trying to turn and kick his feet. He literally sat there and was just accepting the hit. So maybe let it go on. It was like 18 unanswered shots. Like he was sitting there with his hands on his face for 18 shots. Maybe let it go another 10, 15 seconds and see if he does something, but he was there for so long already doing nothing. So I don't think it was a bad stoppage, as some people online were saying. And Terrence gets it done, so I got that one right. So add that to the record. What are we, 2-6 now? We're almost halfway there. We're almost halfway. We're almost a 50% rate. You know what I mean? No, not even. Sorry, I'm tripping. Anyways, next fight: Mansour Abdulmalik versus Yusri Belgarui, dude. I said this was gonna be. I think this was like a banger fight on the card, and it turned out not to be too bad. Like I think it was still a banger fight. And like as I picked Mansour Abdulmalik to win, even though I said he literally beat Cody Brundage, Antonio Tricoli and beat Nick Klein. So not great people. While Yusri beat Azamat Bakov, and that's a good win. And we'll get to Yusri in a second. But Mansour, yeah, man, he was hurt in the second round, dude. He almost got finished. And then it went to the third, and he was not there. He was throwing his one little shot here and there trying to end the fight. But, yeah, Yusri was too slick, too good at range, and stopped that stuff. And Mansour couldn't get the takedowns because he was so hurt and tired in the second and third round. So, because he did get one, I think, right? Or three. He got three of them. But, yeah, man. Mansour's still pretty good. I'm not writing him off because Yusri Belgarui is really good. So, I'm not writing Mansour off. I think he will still beat a lot of decent guys, not just the bums. But Yusri, man, this guy on his debut gets Azamat Bakov, decently hyped up guy in the UFC, and then he beats the undefeated Mansour Abdulmalik. Like, this guy has 2 great wins on his record, and dude, he's good, dude. He's gonna be ranked. He's gonna be ranked. That's for sure. 100%, he's gonna be ranked. No doubt in my mind. But yeah, throws a nice knee at the end in the third. Throws a nice knee in the third round to end the fight. Mansour falls to the ground, ends the fight there. Mansour takes his first loss ever. Yusri, but that's not a bad loss because Yusri's really, really good, man. So I think it lived up to what I thought it was gonna be, a banger fight. They're doing, yeah, it was pretty good. There's a lot of standing around, I think, like from range, moving around a little bit here and there. But other than that, dude, this one delivered. But I got this one wrong. So what are we? 2-8? No, 2-7 now. No, 2-7. 2-8. 2-7. We're 2-7. But that's okay because we did better on the main card, which we're gonna get into, right? So, yeah. All right, then we get into Juliana Rosa versus Lorraine Douglas, as Lucas Tracy likes to say. Douglas wins pretty dominantly. The height was like 6'1" to 5'9". Rosa had the height, but Douglas's jab was just powerful. Dropped Juliana Rosa 3 times in a row with 3 jabs. Jab, drop, jab, drop, jab, drop. It was insane. This was a crazy fight. Crazy fight from Douglas. Dropping him multiple times. Then hit him with a nice one to drop him. And then falls with the side one, and Rosa just kind of like crumbles and falls to his side fully on the canvas. They end it there. Cub Swanson's 2 boys, Danny Silva and Douglas, and Lorraine Douglas, back-to-back wins, and Cub Swanson's fighting at 327, so he's got to bring it home and get the 3rd win for the boys, all right? But yeah, dude, this guy's really good, dude. Like, him versus Gene Silva, him versus Diego Lopez, him versus Kevin Vallejos. Those are 3 banging opponents this guy will fight, but they'll probably give him like Josh Emmett or something and an easy layup. But no, dude, I'm excited for this guy. This guy's really good. I'm excited to see him. He's definitely gonna be ranked at some point, dude. Mini Ilya Taporia people are saying, but At 145, I think, Gene Silva, Diego Lopez, and Kevin Vallejos are banger fights for this guy when he gets ranked at that time. So he's obviously not beating Diego Lopez because Diego Lopez is the greatest. But yeah. Anyways, good by Douglas, man. Good fight. Good fight. Good performance. Very entertaining. Michael Chiesa retires, and he beats Nico Price by submission in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Whole retirement speech thing there. Nico retired too. I don't know if you guys saw on the broadcast, but in person, he laid his gloves on the ground in the center of the octagon and put his hands up to the crowd. He started to leave, and they said, no, stay. We're gonna interview you or whatever for your retirement. You're quitting, that you're ending your career. And so he stands around for a bit, and they're interviewing Michael Chiesa about his retirement. And then they just kick Nico Price out of the octagon. They're like, all right, buddy, you're not getting the interview. Leave. And then they talked to Chiesa for so long. They played him a video for his retirement too, obviously. So, yeah, I feel bad Nico Price didn't get to really say anything. Because it was his retirement fight too. But it was all about Chiesa in his hometown, so I get it. Chiesa wins. It is what it is, man. I feel like this was pretty easy to predict. Nico Price, when Chiesa was on Nico Price's back, Nico went forward and slammed Chiesa's face into the canvas. That was kind of sick, but not much else to go on from this fight because it was only 1 minute and 3 seconds. But yeah, Chiesa gets it done. Oh yeah, and with the main card, dude, all finishes. That was crazy. Round 1, round 3, round 1, round 1. Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. As you guys saw in the intro, I said, let's just be realistic. Macy Barber's going to win this fight, dude. But I said I want Alexa Grasso to win, but let's just be realistic. Macy Barber's going to win this fight. What the piss was I thinking, dude? Well, after this happened, there was a meme that went on in my brain. And I was like,
use your brain! Use your brain! Use your brain! The thing in your head, use it!
When I predicted this fight, dude, I didn't use my brain. When I predicted this fight, I was not thinking. How the piss do I pick against someone that trains with the GOAT Diego Lopez? Alexa Grasso trains there with Diego Lopez. And I just pick against her, dude? Are you stupid? As Izzy would say, are you stupid? We'll get to Izzy. Dude, Alexa Grasso, literally the nastiest. I don't know if it's the nastiest finish I've seen, but it was the nastiest women's finish ever. Last year, Ricky Simone slimed out Javid Basharat. This year, Alexa Grasso, slimes Macy Barber out like that. Literally, bang, knocked out on her knees. Bang! Knocked out. And literally in 0.00001 second, this Alexa Grasso links. What was I saying? Sinks in. That's what I meant to say. Sinks in a rear naked choke with so fast. If you guys watch the replay back, she literally sinks it in so fast. She literally saw the back as she was knocked out and was like, I'm getting that back. Dude, it was insanely fast. And it was a crazy finish. She literally knocked her down, knocked her out, and then submitted her. And Macy Barber was out. She couldn't tap. She was literally out. And then she laid on the canvas for 3 minutes, out cold, non-responsive. It was insane. Genuinely insane. Crazy, man. Alexa Grasso gets it done. I think Natalia Silva's next for the title shot. I'm thinking they do Grasso versus Manon Fiorot, or you can do Grasso. I'd say Grasso versus Manon Fiorot. I don't want to see Grasso versus Erin Blanchfield because those are my two girls, bro. I can't have them fight each other. So I say you do Grasso versus Manon Fiorot, and that way, I don't even know if they should fight for the title next, the winner of that fight. But Natalia Silva should get the title shot. We can't give it to Grasso, even though this was devious. We can't give it to her. She's on a 2-fight lose streak. So, was on a 2-fight lose streak. But yeah, dude, Grasso, nasty finish. Doubted the Mexican dog. The crowd was going crazy. They're all chanting Mexico in the United States. It was crazy how, like, they're chanting USA for a bunch of fights, and then there's a USA chick in there, and they're all chanting Mexico for Alexa Grasso. But how do you not like Alexa Grasso, dude? Like, she's a good fighter. She didn't show in her last 2 fights, but in this one she delivered, and she showed how good she is. So I feel really stupid picking against her. I did put money on Grasso, so I did win money because I felt like her as an underdog is a bit not crazy, but I was like, I'll go for it. Oh, and I hit a parlay. I'll show you guys the parlay in a second after we talk about the main event. I hit a parlay, but yeah, dude, nasty finish from Grasso, dude. Gets performance of the night. We had a performance of the night, 100% deserved. And then we go to the main event, Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Now, guys, when I tell you, when Israel Adesanya walked out, like did his walkout, the crowd was going crazy. And then when I tell you, when this guy lost the fight, how quiet it was and how fast everyone left the arena, it was insane. And I picked Joe Pyfer. I like Joe Pyfer, and I'm not a big Izzy fan. So, you know, I was there. I was straight up clapping. I was like the solo guy clapping in the crowd. I was like, and everyone was leaving. I was clapping. Dude, this was nice. Joe Pyfer, rough first round. Not rough, just close first round. Izzy, I think, won the first round. Pyfer did get the takedown at the end of the first and take him down. Little ground and pound here and there. Second round, Izzy's doing pretty decent. I think it was in the first round when he hit Joe with a good leg kick and Joe was like stumbling and like switched stances. You could see he was definitely hurt. But then second round, Izzy looking decent. They start brawling a bit more, and that's Joe Pyfer, what he likes, and Joe Pyfer's cracking him. And then gets the takedown, full mount. I don't remember, but I don't know if he did a bunch on the mount, but then swaps to his back, got double hooks in, trying to go for a submission, doesn't get it. Izzy spins over, almost out, but Joe Pyfer had great control and got back into full mount. I think he got back into full mount. Anyway, at some point, then no, maybe it went from back to full mount to back. And then just had Izzy flattened out. Bam, jam. Just punches to the side of his head. Izzy was trying to scramble out of it. And just ended up covering up. Not able to get out. And just couldn't get out of it. And was just going to take a lot of damage. I guess there was only 42 more seconds in the round. But was going to take decent amount of damage for those 42 seconds. Right before the stoppage, Joe was like leaned over to one, like he was just like bam, 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 and then at the end he was like bam, 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 and then they stopped it. So he was getting some good shots in there. They stopped the fight. Izzy's on a 4-fight lose streak. Joe Pyfer probably ranked number 6, I'd say. Even though Izzy's 4, I feel like they'll put like Barallo, Allen probably ahead of him. But yeah, dude, Joe Pyfer gets it done, gets the KO. I love to see it personally. I know a lot of people are probably sad but it is what it is, man. And he gets performance of the night from that too with Joe. So that's sick. You love to see it. Now this is the parlay I cooked up. You may don't ask me what I was thinking. Hey yo J-Dog, nice parlay, dude. Congrats, you won. What was going through your mind when you thought of making this? No idea, dude. I picked Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune to go the distance at a 3.3. Why the piss did I do that? I don't know. But I did, and I went the distance, so not too bad, eh? This was like a given. Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson under 1.5 rounds, obviously. So we got that one right. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgaraoui to go the distance. I said no as the favorite at 1.55. So, yeah, that was... Yusri clutched up in the 3rd round and got the finish, so thank goodness this didn't go the distance. And then what the piss did I put at the end, dude? Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber not to go the distance at a 3.75. Like, why did I put Tybura at a 3.3 not to go the distance, and Macy Barber not to go the distance? I don't know, but I bet $11 as you see. and I made $301. Isn't that insane? I think this is genuinely the biggest hit I've had. This genuinely is the biggest hit I had. It was 27 multiplier. Isn't that insane? I can't believe I actually hit that. It's kind of sick. But, yeah, man. Good. Dude, good card. Main card, 6 out of 6 finishes. Seattle last year, 7 out of 7 finishes on the prelims. They're definitely got to come back to Seattle, dude, because both cards have delivered so far recently in recent time. So I feel like they're going to be looking at it for next year at some point, 2027. And you know I'm going to be going to that again. But as you see, I don't know where the piss I'm going to put it, but I put a counter of what I did on picks. We obviously went 1-7 on the prelim. 1-6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1-6 on the prelims. On the main card, we went 2-6, 2-7, 3-7, 4-7, 4-8, 5-8. So we went 5-8 overall. Not the greatest predictions. Like, why the piss am I predicting fights when I can't do good predictions? And I'm not using my brain to pick Alexa Grasso to win a fight. I don't know. I don't think that was that bad, but like, come on, dude. Pick Alexa Grasso next time, you dummy. Great card overall, dude. A super great card. Seattle delivers, dude. I love Seattle. I love when the UFC comes here. And yeah, man. What a card. We got a couple of Apex coming up. Chris Duncan's winning this weekend. I'll tell you guys that. Chris Duncan's winning. That's my only prediction I'll give for the card. Chris Duncan is going to beat Moicano and get ranked. And other than that, not much else to say. Yeah, man. That's the recap. That was my experience. I added some clips of some videos I got. I got obviously the Terrence McKinney finish and some other stuff on film I'll show when I talk about them. But whatever, bro. Who cares, man? Who cares? Who's watching this? Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good stuff, man. I'll catch you guys in the next video, dude. Maybe I'll do a next fight to make video for these Seattle fights for some of these guys. Anyways. Deuces.